Everyone in Hollywood believes their own character. Burt Reynolds was the planet's most famous action star in 1976. Car chases, explosions, dangerous stunts. He did them all himself. He claimed in publicity interviews, "I'm tougher than real athletes." But what is real toughness? When he met Joe Frazier, he learned. When he said, "I do my own stunts, I'm tough," Joe's 30-second response showed Burt there's a universe of difference between performed courage and authentic courage. Los Angeles, California, March 1976. Saturday evening, private party in Beverly Hills. Producer Robert Evans's mansion, an exclusive Hollywood gathering. A-list actors, directors, studio executives, the industry's most powerful names celebrating recent box office successes. Champagne flowing, caviar served, conversations about million-dollar deals and upcoming projects. The party is massive. Evans's mansion sprawls across 3 acres, swimming pool overlooking city lights, perfectly manicured gardens, valet parking filling the circular driveway. Inside, crystal chandeliers, marble floors, original artwork. This is Hollywood royalty at home. Burt Reynolds is the center of attention. At the peak of his career, he's the world's biggest movie star in 1976. Smokey and the Bandit is in production. The Longest Yard is a recent hit. Deliverance made him a serious actor. His mustache is iconic, charm legendary, box office magic undeniable. Everyone wants a piece of Burt Reynolds. He's holding court by the pool, drink in hand, surrounded by admirers, telling stories about stunt work, dangerous scenes, physical courage on movie sets. His voice is confident, commanding attention from a circle of beautiful women and impressed men. "People don't realize," Burt explains, "action movies require real toughness. I do my own stunts. Car crashes at 60 miles per hour, explosions going off inches from my face, fight scenes with real contact." The circle listens intently. Someone asks, "Isn't that dangerous?" Burt grins. "Of course it's dangerous. That's what makes it real. I'm not some prima donna using stunt doubles. I face the danger myself. Makes me tough as any athlete." Another voice. "Even boxers?" "Especially boxers," Burt responds confidently. "They fight in a controlled environment. Ring, referee, rules. In movies, anything can go wrong. Equipment malfunction, timing problems. We deal with real unpredictability." Joe Frazier is standing nearby, overhearing the conversation. He's here as a guest of a producer friend, uncomfortable in the Hollywood environment but polite. Heavyweight champion of the world, but in this room he's just another athlete among entertainment royalty. Joe listens quietly, not judging, just observing. Burt Reynolds seems like a good man, talented actor, professional who takes his craft seriously. But his assumptions about boxing are wrong, misconceptions about what real fighting involves. Burt notices Joe. Recognition is immediate. "Hey, there's Joe Frazier, Smokin' Joe himself." The circle turns, sees the heavyweight champion. Polite applause, celebrity acknowledgement. Joe nods respectfully, uncomfortable with attention but gracious. "Joe, perfect timing," Burt continues. "We're talking about toughness, action movie work versus boxing. I was just explaining how stunt work requires the same courage as fighting." Joe approaches the group calmly. "Mr. Reynolds, pleasure to meet you. I've enjoyed your movies." Burt extends his hand, firm shake. "Call me Burt, and I gotta say, I respect what you do. But between you and me, I think movie stunt work might be tougher. We don't know what's coming. You guys train for a specific opponent." Joe pauses. "Interesting perspective, but fundamentally wrong. How to correct without disrespecting a successful man in his own environment?" Different kinds of challenge, Joe says diplomatically. Right, but hear me out, Burt continues, warming to the topic. Yesterday, car chase scene. 60 miles per hour, had to crash into a barrier at the exact moment. One mistake, I'm dead. No safety net. Sounds dangerous, Joe agrees. That's my point. Every day I face life-or-death situations, car stunts, explosion sequences, fight choreography with real contact. Makes you tough, you know? Really tough. Joe nods thoughtfully. You do face real danger. Exactly. Burt is excited to find understanding. I'm not comparing myself to you directly, but stunt work, it's like combat. Unpredictable, dangerous, requires courage. Joe considers this. Burt Reynolds clearly believes what he's saying. The man faces genuine danger, risks his career and health for his craft. The courage is real, but his understanding of combat is incomplete. Burt, can I share something with you? Absolutely. You're right about facing danger. Stunt work requires real courage, but combat courage is a different kind entirely. Burt's expression shifts slightly. A challenge to his worldview. How so? Joe speaks carefully, respectfully. In stunt work, you control most variables, plan the choreography, check equipment, have a medical team standing by. It's calculated risk. But things can still go wrong. True, but in boxing, everything is already wrong from the first second. Your opponent is trying to hurt you intentionally. No script, no planned outcome. Pure chaos you have to navigate. The circle is listening intently now. This is getting deeper than party small talk. Plus, Joe continues, stunt danger is mechanical. Equipment failure, timing problems, boxing danger is human. An intelligent opponent adapting, looking for weaknesses, trying to break your will. Burt is processing this. I fight guys in movies. Choreographed fighting. Both actors know what comes next. In real fighting, your opponent doesn't cooperate. He tries to destroy your plan, hurt you badly. But the physical danger is the same. Joe shakes his head gently. Physical danger is just the beginning. Mental warfare is worse. Your opponent is trying to break your spirit, confidence, will to continue. Psychological violence. This is hitting different. Burt realizes he never considered the psychological aspect. Joe continues, in stunt work, you face fear of the unknown. In fighting, you face fear of the known. You know you'll get hurt. The question is, how much? How bad? Jesus, someone in the circle whispers. And in stunt work, Joe adds, the director yells, cut, if something goes wrong. In boxing, no timeouts. You handle whatever happens until the bell rings. Sometimes 10, 12 rounds of pure survival. Burt is quiet now. Understanding is dawning. Let me show you the difference, Joe says. Show me? Stand up straight, relaxed. Burt stands. Joe moves close, not threatening, just demonstrating. In stunt work, when you're about to get hit, you know it's coming. You prepare, brace yourself, fall correctly. Right. In boxing, watch this. Joe's hand moves, lightning fast, stops a quarter inch from Burt's face. So fast, Burt didn't see it coming, couldn't react, completely helpless. Holy! Burt staggers back slightly. That's the difference, Joe says calmly. I could have hit you 5 times before you knew I moved. Stunt fighting gives you time to react. Real fighting doesn't. The circle is stunned. The demonstration lasted 5 seconds, changed the entire conversation. Now imagine, Joe continues, that speed but aimed to hurt, coming from an opponent who trained specifically to damage you. For 12 rounds, no director to call cut. Burt is breathing differently now, adrenaline from the demonstration. You see the difference? Burt nods slowly. I never thought about it like that. Your courage is real, Joe emphasizes. Stunt work is dangerous, requires bravery, but it's a different category from combat. Both are valuable, but not comparable. Like comparing, Burt searches for an analogy, like comparing racing a car on a closed track versus racing in traffic. Both dangerous, both require skill, but completely different challenges. Perfect analogy. Burt understands now. I owe you an apology, Burt says. I've been talking about toughness without understanding what you actually face. No apology needed. Most people don't understand. Why would they? You can't know combat without experiencing it. But I should have been more respectful. Joe smiles. You weren't disrespectful, just enthusiastic about your work. I respect that. Can I ask you something? Sure. Do you think I'm tough? Joe considers. Different kind of tough. You face professional danger regularly that requires courage, physical bravery. But fighting toughness is a different skill set entirely. What would fighting toughness be for me? Psychological, facing an opponent who wants to hurt you, break you mentally. That's fighting specific. Your toughness is more about professional risk-taking. Burt nods. I get it now. I've been confusing performing toughness with surviving toughness. Both have value. Your work entertains millions, inspires people. That matters. But if someone actually wanted to hurt me, you'd need different preparation. Stunt training is excellent for movie work. Combat training is excellent for survival. Two different tools. Someone in the circle asks, could Burt learn to fight? Joe looks at Burt. You have physical courage, that's the foundation. The rest can be learned, but it takes years of specific training. How many years? To be competent? 2 years of serious training? To be good? 5 years? To be dangerous? Lifetime commitment. And you've been training. Since I was 12, 24 years. Silence. Everyone is processing 24 years versus Burt's assumption that movie stunts made him fight-ready. I feel stupid, Burt admits. Don't. You excel in your field. I couldn't do movie stunts. Different skills, different preparation. But I made assumptions. Everyone does. Combat is a foreign concept to most people. Movies are the only reference point they have. The party conversation shifts. Others ask Joe questions about training, mental preparation, combat psychology. Burt listens carefully, learning. Later, Burt pulls Joe aside privately. This conversation changed something for me. How so? I've been confusing performing danger with living danger. My stunts are calculated risks with safety measures. Your fighting is survival with no guarantees. Both require courage, though. But mine's performance courage. Yours is survival courage. Right. I need to stop claiming toughness I don't have. Joe shakes his head. You have toughness, just a different kind. Don't diminish your courage because it's different from mine. But I should be honest about what it is. That's wisdom. 3 months later, Burt Reynolds is doing an interview on Johnny Carson's Tonight Show. Carson asks about action movie dangers. People ask if I'm tough because I do stunts, Burt says. I've learned to be more careful about that word. I face professional dangers that requires one kind of courage, but real fighters face survival dangers. That's a completely different category. What changed your perspective? I met Joe Frazier at a party. He educated me about combat versus performance, made me realize I was confusing two different things. What's the difference? In movies, we simulate danger with safety measures. Fighters face actual violence with no protection except their skill. I'm tough for Hollywood. They're tough for survival. Not the same thing. Carson is impressed. That's surprisingly thoughtful. Joe Frazier's influence. The guy taught me humility in 30 seconds. The interview spreads through the entertainment industry. Other action stars start being more careful about toughness claims. Burt set a new standard for honest self-assessment. 2 years later, Burt starts training boxing recreationally, not to become a fighter, but to understand what Joe talked about. After 6 months, he calls Joe. "I get it now," Burt says. "Training with sparring partners who actually try to hit you. Completely different world." "How different?" "Everything I thought I knew about toughness was wrong. The psychological pressure, the chaos, the helplessness when someone's faster and stronger. Humbling. But you're learning. Slowly. But I understand what you meant about performance versus survival now. Night and day difference. You sticking with it? For fitness and respect. Not pretending I'll ever be a fighter, but understanding the difference helps me as an actor." "How?" "When I play tough guys now, I know what real toughness looks like. Makes my performances more honest." Years later, when other actors claim stunt work makes them tough fighters, Burt tells them about Joe Frazier, about 30 seconds that changed his understanding of courage categories. "There's performance courage and survival courage," he explains. "Both valuable, both difficult, but completely different skills. Don't confuse entertainment danger with combat danger." Young actors listen, some learn, others have to discover the difference themselves. When Joe Frazier passes away in 2011, Burt Reynolds speaks at the memorial service. "Joe taught me the difference between looking tough and being tough, between performing danger and surviving danger. He did it with respect, without making me feel stupid." Burt continues, "In 30 seconds, he showed me 24 years of experience, not to diminish my work, but to help me understand his. That's a teacher." The memorial audience includes many celebrities who learned similar lessons from Joe. Different encounters, same wisdom. Know what you are, respect what others are. Burt's final words, "Joe Frazier made me a more honest man." In Hollywood, that's the rarest gift of all. The story ripples through the entertainment industry. Young actors hear it, understand the difference between movie toughness and real toughness. Some seek actual combat training, others simply become more honest about their capabilities. Stunt performers especially appreciate the story. They face real danger, but don't claim combat expertise. Burt's humility sets a professional standard. The fighting community respects Burt's honesty. He didn't pretend to be a fighter after learning the difference. He acknowledged his courage category and respected others. 30 Seconds in 1976 created a lifetime of honest self-assessment. Burt Reynolds became a better actor, more truthful person, respected colleague. Joe Frazier's gentle education rippled forward. Performed courage and survival courage are both valuable but different. Understanding the difference makes everyone more authentic. That's the power of respectful teaching. Joe could have embarrassed Burt, made him look foolish in front of the Hollywood elite. Instead, he educated him, enhanced his understanding, improved his character. Real strength isn't proving others weak. Real strength is helping others become stronger. Burt Reynolds learned that in 30 seconds. Spent the rest of his life teaching others the same lesson. Performance and survival, entertainment and combat, movies and reality, all valuable, all difficult, all requiring courage, but different categories requiring different respect. Joe Frazier understood this, shared this understanding with grace, changed Hollywood perspective one actor at a time, starting with 30 seconds that made Burt Reynolds a better man,